How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another heavy metal diecast video review, and we will be looking at a Hobby Master one here, but it is a little bit bigger. It is 1/48 scale diecast. We've got ourselves an F4U Corsair here from the United States Marine Corps, a VMF-214, the Black Sheep. We have ourselves a Marine's Dream in the Solomon Islands of 1943, as flown by Marine aviator Edwin Olander. Now, VMF-214 were formed in 1942 and still remain active now, flying the F-35B. I think they are called VMF-A-214 now. Now, Edwin Olander would be one of 13 Black Sheep aces during World War II, surviving it with 5 confirmed aerial victories. Now, after the war, he would leave the Marines in 1946 and ran for mayor in his hometown of Northampton in Massachusetts, and would become their youngest mayor in history at the age of 29. Losing the following election in 1950, he would then leave politics altogether. Now, he would pass away in October of 2008, aged 91. So he did have a reasonably long and hopefully enjoyable life. Now we have a little look here. Oh, look at that. It does look awesome. It does have some details in the flap, and that awesome looking Corsair sitting in there. There's some bits floating around. This is a second-hand purchase, so it is a little bit of an older one. So if you do like what you see, of course, on the interwebs, you must go and whack that keyboard and see if you can find one of these for yourself. All right, what we'll do is we'll get this open and check it out. All right, with the aircraft out of the box, it does come with this usual Hobby Master stand, which our model monkey was nice enough to assemble. Now, the base is plastic, that's plastic, but the shaft is metal. So that is cool. All right, let's get this lid open and have a little look. All right, so well, there is a baggie there that does have the, the fuel tanks, which is cool. It does have another baggie here that does have all the gear down options, I am assuming, maybe some little aerials, antennas. Move that out of the way, and we'll get to the good stuff, which is, yeah, that. So with these, I think you can have the aircraft with the option to have them with the wings folded up as well as the wings inserted down. These obviously are the wings, so you would sort of put them in like so, but there is a little shaft that goes in here that connects that up. So, but what we want to do is, well, have a little look at the aircraft straight out of the box before we really put anything on there, so we can see some of these details. So these are the wings that do come with it. As you saw, they are separate. And I think, is there any moving parts? I think, I'm not sure if that's adjustable, that piece there, the flap there. I don't think it is, it just looks like it is. But that's where you'll be putting your little attachment inside there to attach it to the wing when you choose if you want in flight, or if you want to have it with the wings folded up. And we'll take that back out, and we'll get a real good eyeball on, well, that. So we'll zoom in. There's the Marine's Dream, as I said at the start. That is the name of the aircraft. That does look pretty cool. Speaking of cool, check out the radial engine detail. That is absolutely phenomenal. Even the details on the propeller blades, which, holy cow, which spin really nice. And that wasn't even a hard spin. If we give it a real good, well, that'll mesmerize you. That looks absolutely awesome. Now, the canopy, of course, does, I think, open or slide back. I think you can put it in maybe 2 positions, or I know you can open it. Well, obviously, I've just pulled it off. But it does have some nice gauge detail. Let's see if we can get some light on that. Check out that. That is really nice. Some nice seat details in there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Definitely. All right. Now, the rest of the aircraft has some nice panel lines. The paint is very nice on it too. I do like this colour. The Marines liveries always come up really nice. So it does have it on the opposite side as well, so it's on both sides. You can see some interior wing detail there, which is pretty cool. Underneath, it does look fantastic. This looks really tidy. Even the exhaust detail there. Yeah, absolutely awesome. No, I'm pretty happy. All right, what we'll do though, I'm not happy that I can't see a whole aircraft. So what we'll do is we'll put this together and we'll come right back. Alright, I just thought I'd show you what it looks like when you mount the in-flight wing. You just have this piece that goes into here. You just slide it straight in. These are for when you want to have it with the wings raised up, of course. And it's pretty much straightforward. You just whack your wing in. So, like that. And that's it's a pretty solid join, so it's not too loose. You can actually hold it by the wing, but I wouldn't recommend it. I'd hold it by the fuselage. It's a little bit safer. But the join's not too noticeable, as you can see. You can see a slight gap. So depending on, you know, how fussy you are, whether you'll like it or not, but this does look fantastic. You do put your aerial on there, and at the back, that back one was so hard. I could not actually fit that straight out of the box. I had to actually file that down. Even now, it's not fitting 100%, still sitting up a little bit. So out of the box, it would not even go in the hole. That's how tight. And that one, really loose, it drops out. But no big deal. It's not a deal breaker in regards to the model. This looks absolutely fantastic. It is an insane build, once again, by Hobbymaster. These are really cool. And of course, if you do like spinning your propellers, as you saw, this spins fantastically as well. I reckon it does look awesome. And of course, well, you would have noticed it was already set up for in-flight. So I had those gear bay doors in all the 3 spots. And I just took the block-off plug that was covering this stand hole, and you just put your stand straight in there. And that is your pretty cool looking Corsair, the Marine's dream, of course, set up for in-flight. And I reckon this does look absolutely ballistic. I reckon it's awesome. Of course, my own opinion. So, if you don't like it, feel free to drop a comment below and say you reckon it's garbage. But I reckon this thing looks absolutely brilliant. The propeller, they spin really nicely. The details on the propeller are awesome as well. And I reckon that does look fantastic. But yeah, you'll definitely be happy if you pull the trigger on a 1/48 scale Hobbymaster, one of these, because I don't see anything wrong. But what we got to do is chuck this gear down. So we will go off and do that right now, and we'll come back in just a second. All right, here we have it set up for gear down. So it does have 2 pieces that you do have to put in for the main landing gear. So you just put that piece in like that, and then your main wheel like so, and that's very straightforward. Just slot straight in there. You don't have any drama. There is a little module here that you put for the tail wheel, of course. So that is straightforward, very straightforward. Now, I thought I'd just show you the little piece before I put the wing on for this side. That's this is metal. So these bits are metal. So when you put it in, they sit there nicely, and they are very strong. So we'll just put this on the deck for the moment, and you just grab your wing, and we should be able to just slip it on like that. And that is your beautiful folded wings, Corsair. Boy, a lot better than the 1/72 scale Dragon one we did. This one was no headache whatsoever. This is really nice. It does look fantastic. It's got, you know, pretty nice amount of detail on there. You could, you know, if you were that way inclined, you could add a few extra features when you want to display it. If you want to add some little bracing bits and little extra pieces, pick some more details out with the, you know, the rods, the hydraulics, and all the little bits and pieces in there as well. You know, just because it's die-cast doesn't mean you can't modify it if you want to, but I reckon this does look absolutely superb. Sits on that landing gear beautifully. We should, I suppose, get the scales in so we can chuck this big bird on the scales and see what it does weigh. And it does weigh 329 grams, and that's pretty good. You also do get a really nicely detailed pilot figure as well, if you like your pilot figures, if you want to chuck them in there. But I reckon, yep, it is a nice one. Pretty cool looking unit, especially the Marines livery does look pretty awesome. I do like it, definitely. All right, I'll wind up the video though. I will take some photos of this, of course, and throw them on at the end for those of you that want to see some extra details without my sausage fingers all over it. Now, don't forget, if you have something to say, feel free to drop a comment and let me know your feelings on what you saw today or anything else you want to ask. So don't forget, if you enjoyed it, throw some of these my way. Always feel free to subscribe to the channel as well. All right, I'll finish up by saying, you guessed it, thank you very much for dropping past the channel and checking out another of my die-cast reviews. I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. All right, everyone. Now you all have an awesome rest of your day. Cheers.